All right, welcome. This is Mr. Spinks. We are on the last video of section 3.2. So here we go. A little more complicated versions of truth tables is what we're doing today. And we talked yesterday in class. I did an in-class presentation of this. You should be pretty good on this. So make sure on this one, okay? Sure, people get a little thrown off, but it's not hard. It really isn't. So here we go. All right, so we're going to take something that is in words and write it out symbolically and then use a truth table to determine its truth value. So I am going to make the P at this point in time. Let's get black on that. Oops. I'm going to make the P. I have a new cell phone. And I'm going to make Q. I have a new battery. And those were my choices. Generally, just so you're aware, I always choose the not really the positive, but the not the negation of them. You know, I do not have a new battery as a negation. I always choose the affirmative part of it. So if P is I have a new cell phone and Q is I have a new battery, the statement I have a new cell phone but I do not have a new battery could be written out as P, which is the I have a new cell phone part, but is the same as and, which is the conjunction, and I do not have a new battery would be the negation of Q. Now, in order to do this, I'm going to load my truth table, same way I always do. Both could be true. First could be true, second could be false. First could be false, second could be true. Or it is entirely possible that both of them are false. From there, I'm going to go over to the solution side and draw columns. I fill in anywhere there are the letters. So the P, well, P was true, true, false, false. And the Q, well, Q is true, false, true, false. So the opposite of Q would go false, true, false, true. And just like yesterday, I will provide red on the answer column to help you see it. The answer column is and. And means they both have to be true. Well, in this case, one's true and one's false, so they are both not true, which makes that false. Again, they both must be true. Well, at the second level, they both are true, which makes that true. Here they're both false, certainly not both true. That's a false. And here one's false is both and one's true, so they're both not true. And this would be the answer column for this truth table. So that's taking it from words and writing it out symbolically and then using a truth table on it. We're going to do one as well with it's got a three variable one, okay, with three different ones. And I'm not going to write this all out. I'm just going to assign it based upon what it says above. So here we go. I'm going to make P the copier is out of toner. So this is my P statement. I'm going to make this part, the lens is dirty. I'm going to make that my Q statement. And then I'm going to make the corona wires are broken. That's going to be my R statement. So there's my P, my Q, and my R. Notice in between my P and my Q, there is an OR. And in between the Q and the R, there's an OR. And I'll point out there's a comma right here, which means we are going to put parentheses around those guys. So I'm going to come down to my truth table and I'm going to write it out symbolically at this point in time. To write it out symbolically, remember when it's got three variables, we start with a P and go 4 true, 4 false. True, true, whoa, true, true, and then 4 false ones. Just an easy way to write it out. Next, for the Q, you do 2 trues, 2 falses the whole way down. So true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false. Finally, for the last one, the R, we go true, false the whole way down. True, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. Sorry, I'm weird, guys. You know that already, though. All right, so let's focus in and see what we got now. Now, I set it up symbolically above. If we assigned it the way we did, it would go P, or, then in parentheses you've got Q, or R. Excuse me. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up the columns so that I can get everything in place. There will be a column here, and this would be the answer column right here. Column here, and a column here. I start by loading the letter columns based upon what I see above. P was true, 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 false, 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 false. 4 trues, 4 falses. Continuing on, Q. Well, Q was true, true, and then we alternated with false, false. Then we went true, true. Then we went false, false. Easy stuff. The R went true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. And what we're going to do, we're going to first load the 1 inside the actual parentheses. Well, inside the parentheses, this is an OR. So if either or are true, it's true. Which means true, true, either or is true there. Nope, both of those are false, which means that one's false. Either or is true there, though. There, but not at the bottom. And for my answer column, I will use the green column here and my first column to determine the answers. Well, the answer is an OR as well. So if either or are true, it's good. So between true and true, well, either or is true. It's true. Between true and true, either or is true. Between true and true, you've seen a lot of trues going on here. Even at this level, between true and false, well, since that one's true, either or is true. Here we go again. False and true. Well, this one was true. Therefore, either or is true. False and true. That's a true again. But as we get towards the bottom, oh, false and true again. That one's still true. Geez, are they all true? Not quite. Last level, false and false, indicates that is false. And there is your answer column. Kind of looks like Christmas. All right. Last slide. Last slide is a little bit different way of going about things, but it's really, really easy. I'm going to tell you P is true. I'm going to tell you Q is false. I'm going to tell you R is true, and I'm going to ask you to evaluate these. It's really simple, okay? Start inside the parentheses. If P was true, the negation of true is false. There's an and, there's an R, and they said R was true. And there's another and then a Q, and they said Q was false. Okay? False and true. For and to be true, they both have to be true, which means this is false. And again, false and false. Well, both would have to be true, which didn't happen. So this overall statement, as a result, is false. Coming over here, a little more complex, but the same idea. We're going to start inside the parentheses. Keep your operating symbol right there. That's an OR. P. P was true. Negation of Q. Well, Q was false, so its negation is true. We've got an and a negation, whoa, of this parenthesis. And this parenthesis had a P, which was true. And a negation of R. Well, R was true, so its negation is false. Here we go. Or, for or to happen, either or can be true. Well, here they're both true, so either or is true. So these two are true. We've got an and still a negation going on right here. Now we're going to go inside this parentheses. True and false. Well, they're not both true. Therefore, this must be false. Here, you're going to evaluate this next, the negation of f. Well, negation of f is true. So we end up with true and true. And between true and true, for and to work, they both have to be true. They are both true, so this whole statement is true. I'm going to do one more for you guys, and you're going to finish out the last one and show it to me when you come into class tomorrow. Make sure you have D done when you come into class tomorrow. That's how I know you can start your worksheet and do your starter. So here we go. Finish it up. Negation of R starts it. Well, R was true, so the negation of R is false. We've got an and then we go inside the parentheses. Well, P was true, or, and Q at this point was false. Stay inside the parentheses. Or means if either or is true, it's true. Well, either or is true. This guy's true, which means this one must be true. I copy these guys, which are outside the parentheses. And F and true. Well, for and to happen, they both have to be true, and they're both not true. So this statement as a whole must be false. Please finish D for me and have it ready when you walk into class tomorrow.